Dog needs walking, but you need some couching. I understand the situation. I've got the perfect quick fix for you today and a really viable long-term strategy as well. It's a familiar scenario that too many pet dog owners are familiar with. The dog is completely wired, they need exercise, but you're too tired to take the dog for a walk or give them some sort of exercise, and the situation just escalates. The dog starts becoming more and more frustrated, which leads to behavior problems, which means you don't want to take the dog out, and then the dog becomes even more frustrated. It's a really nasty, vicious circle that you can find yourself in. And even when you do exercise them, this doesn't always seem to sort the problem out, and there's a couple of reasons for this. Typically, people think exercising the dog means taking the dog for a walk, which it certainly can do, but a lot of the time that walk is not actually serving the greater purpose. The walk is just addressing the physical aspects of exercise. It's not doing much to stimulate the dog's brain. The same can be said for throwing the ball for the dog. It's not really setting up any kind of cognitive challenge or demand on the dog, and you end up with this really unhealthy behavior repetition of just chasing the ball and chasing the ball. It can also predispose them to physical injuries. And think about it, if you're just concentrating on physical exercise for your dog, in effect, you could actually just be making them fitter, which means that their demand for physical exercise is just going to become more and more. So what's the solution? The solution is to exercise the body and the brain. Okay, great. Let's exercise the body and the brain, but how? And I hear you. I get you 100%. I'm a trainer and behaviorist, and I struggle with ways to come up to make sure that my dog gets exercise that stimulates both their body and their brain. It's tough. And I end up kind of just doing training with my dogs or scatter feeding, which gets boring for the dogs and for me after a while. But the good news is we have the perfect solution. Brace yourselves. The solution is an amazing app called Dogly. I stumbled upon Dogly a couple of weeks ago, and I've been checking it out and getting to know the app. I can honestly say without any reservation whatsoever, it's absolutely brilliant. Sheer genius. Dogly offers more than just ideas for activities with your dogs. It's got a whole bunch of features which are fantastic for dog owners. Most importantly are all of the activity ideas. I don't even think I've gone through all of them, to be quite honest. There's so many of them, and they are absolutely fabulously presented. You get a video that shows you exactly how to do this. You can tailor make it, whether it's for a puppy or an older dog. If there's any kind of precaution that you need to take, it lists that. Very, very sensible activities for dogs and very beneficial for giving them that mental and that physical stimulation. Some of the activities teach the dogs how to do tricks, which is always great. You've got some brag points there, plus the dog enjoys the mental stimulation of it, and it's fun for you to spend that time bonding with your dog. A really cool aspect to the activities is that you can get the kids in on the act as well. There's nothing worse than bored dogs and bored kids. Obviously supervise the children. Depending on the kid's age, there might be some activities that are not going to be appropriate, but by and large the activities would be great for kids to join in as well. Dogly also has a section on tips, which is brilliant. One of the first tips that I saw, which was like manna from heaven, was a tip on how to deal with a situation that a lot of dog owners have a problem with, and that's when they're busy doing something with the one dog, what do they do with the other dogs? Dogly's got you sorted. They've got a tip for exactly what to do in that situation. In their tips, they also include really useful information like breed-specific enrichment, which I'm a huge fan of. We need to understand that certain breeds are going to find certain activities more inherently reinforcing than others. There's a really cool section on dog behavior as well, which takes some pretty complicated concepts and makes them really easy to understand. Topics include contra freeloading and why it's important for dogs, and no, I'm not going to explain what that is to you. You can either Google or check it out on Dogly. The importance of visual and auditory cues, and then it also touches on the myths around dog relationships and dog structure within the household. There's a brilliant section on recipes, which I cannot wait to try. Joni's busy snoozing in the corner while I'm doing this video. I'm pretty sure that Joni's going to be most appreciative of me testing those recipes. I did a video a couple of years ago on which treats dogs enjoy the most. Needless to say, it was my dog's favorite video. Looking forward to trying out some of the Dogly treats and perhaps doing a video on that as well. There's also a really nice community vibe on Dogly. On every single one of these activities, you can actually upload you and your dog performing the activity, and there's a very supportive and cozy community feel amongst the Dogly members. Obviously, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if that's something that would appeal to you, again, Dogly is exactly the right place to be able to do that. Another section which I absolutely adore is the bloopers and giggles section. I like this section so much because it shows you that all of the dogs you see in videos, on apps, on websites, they are normal dogs, but they have the benefit of video editing. Sometimes when you watch these A-grade perfect dogs doing their stuff, it makes you look at your own dog and think, geez, I don't think my guy's capable of that, or is my dog perhaps a bit special that he can't do those things? So the blooper section on Dogly is really nice to remind you that dogs are dogs, and even if your dog doesn't get things right at first chance, or maybe he needs quite a few more chances after that, your dog is probably still a happy, healthy, normal dog. I came across Dogly entirely by chance, and I was really blown away because I can see the impact that this can have in the lives of many dogs and their owners, because it's providing beneficial exercise for body and for brain. I've got no financial interest in endorsing Dogly. The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm an angel. That's not true. The reason that I'm endorsing it is because I really think Dogly and the information within this app could go a long way towards reducing problematic behaviors in the home. And at the end of the day, that's going to make my job easier. Dogly is user-friendly. It's excellent value for money. There are so many great ideas for activities that you can do with your dog. Most of them you can do in the comfort of your own home. Doesn't require a massive amount of setup, and the exercises are truly beneficial from both a physical and a mental perspective. The awesome folk at Dogly have given us a 20% discount on a subscription. Here is the code over there. So go along to your Google Play Store, Apple, what, I don't know. You guys know how to put an app on your phone. Download it and enjoy. I'm indescribably happy that I can share the Dogly app with you. I think the potential for it to bring great value to the life of your dog and you is enormous, and I really hope you enjoy it with your dog, making sure that your dog has great exercise for brain and body. I'm looking forward to hearing some stories about the wonderful activities that you and your dog have found on the Dogly app.